2005, and Aotearoa is entering a new bronze age. Shane Cortez and Nikki Watson are showing off their spray tans in the very first season of Dancing with the Stars. King Kong is destroying the Civic Theatre in a rampage that would go on to win Peter Jackson 4 Oscars. And among these glittery golden awards and gleaming bronzed bodies, one groundbreaking makeup product emerges. One that promises to fix every single one of our problems in one sun-kissed swipe. Join us as we remember when Thin Lizzy promised a makeup miracle.
I feel like we've done a lot of chatting about TV and media stuff and Thin Lizzy.
We've got to do this. We've got to do this for the Lizzies out there. All right, kia ora koutou. Welcome to Remember When. This is your weekly dose of pop culture nostalgia brought to you by The Real Pod. My name is Alex Casey and I am so excited to be joined today by the natural to my glow, the Suzanne to my Paul, and the 6 to my 1. It's Jane Yee.
Oh, round of applause. Can you even say natural glow and Thin Lizzy in the same sentence? Does that break some sort of international conventions?
I think it's just about honouring where we've come from.
Okay.
You know, like natural glow walked. Natural glow ran, so Thin Lizzy could, no. Natural glow
walked,
ran.
so Thin Lizzy could run.
We're very excited. Okay, so we're here to talk about Thin Lizzy, one of two, really, defining New Zealand cosmetic products. I mean, does anything else...
I'm already in shock. Is Thin Lizzy a local product?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Thin Lizzy is God's own.
Can we then presume that Thin Lizzy, the very, very famous band, didn't have a global copyright on their name? And that we managed to slip through the cracks there.
International waters, Jane. It's international waters. So there is so much to discuss today, not just limited to the multitude of uses that Thin Lizzy can deliver on. But before we get into all of the backstory, I want to know, Jane, what is your top line thought, response, feelings, memories of Thin Lizzy 6 in 1?
Well, for a start, I completely forgot that there was a band called Thin Lizzy. That is how entrenched the brand name for the makeup is in my mind. But my memory of it is that this compact delivers everything. Like it's a lipstick, it's an eyeshadow, it's a rouge. It covers up tattoos, for crying out loud. Like this basically is a whole new skin in a little compact. Mm-hmm. And Suzanne promoted it, and I remember Thin Lizzy stands in malls. So that's kind of the sum total. I have never used Thin Lizzy.
Okay. Traitor. Get out.
Absolute traitor. I think I have some real issues with the idea of using the exact same colour compact, just layered. I feel like you just end up being some kind of weird contour of yourself, just having like one tone but deepened on your cheeks, on your eyes, on your lips. But, you know, I can only say that without having ever used it. So
it's sort of like just layers upon layers of orange. And not only that, but that one single colour could work for every single skin tone in this country. Just amazing. But before we get into, I've got an ad to show you, one of, I think, the iconic Thin Lizzy ads. But I think we should dwell on the name for a minute.
Okay, yes.
Because Thin Lizzy is something that existed prior to this powder, as you've alluded to. Shahir Butler, do you have any thoughts on Thin Lizzy?
Yeah, so I don't know much about makeup. I don't know anything about makeup, actually.
What?
But what I do know is about dad rock bands from the 70s, specifically the seminal Irish band formed in 1971 by Philip Lynott.
Please tell me you brought that up on your screen and you didn't just happen to have that all in your brain.
No. I knew this.
Wow.
Thin Lizzy, the band, the Irish rock band.
A
My
die-hard fan.
favorite band from about the ages 12 to 15.
And did they...
Every single time I saw an ad for some makeup brand that just blatantly stole their name on TV in the mid-2000s.
Why that? Why? Did you find out why in your research, Alex? Why it's called Thin Lizzy?
No...
Like, of all the possible brand names that could exist, like Natural Glow makes sense.
Yeah, it does what it says on the tin.
This thing doesn't purport to make you thin, nor does it purport to make you suddenly called Lizzie. Why?
Well, I think this has not been written down anywhere, but based on my looking around with my eyes, Thin Lizzy became like a character. There is a woman, an idea, a vision, an ideal, a beauty ideal of Thin Lizzy. And she loves going on her mobile phone. She's got early 2000s flicky out hair. She's also a line drawing cartoon. So about as thin as they come. Think like Stickman, but like yassified. But yeah, they do not acknowledge the meaning of the name. I mean, did Thin Lizzy the band name have any meaning behind it? Do we know that, I hear?
I don't know for sure, but I always presumed it was some sort of charming Irish slang from that time in the 70s.
Mm. And given that the makeup product was first produced in Dublin, no reason for that either, you know?
No, absolutely nothing. Although Irish, famously, quite pale skin.
Right.
Perhaps, did they appear to have any bronzing powder? I hear you probably wouldn't have noticed.
Well, I mean, the lead singer, Phil Lynott, was a very handsome man with a darkish complexion. But this just in from the internet. The name came from a robot character in what I'm guessing is a comic book called The Dandy. Called Thin Lizzy.
This is giving us nothing in terms of...
It's giving us nothing, but what I would like to say is that it's ridiculous that this makeup brand is trampling all over the legacy of this incredible rock band from the 70s.
He usually likes to stay pretty quiet during our records, but he cannot hold back in this instance. And suddenly as well, we've got like a double barrel Remember When. Like
That's
Remember
crazy.
When Thin Lizzy and Remember When Thin Lizzy.
And also Remember When Tin Lizzy. Okay.
Did Suzanne Paul develop this product, or was she purely...
Okay, no. So we need to go, if we can briefly go back into the history. So there was Natural Glow, obviously, before there was Thin Lizzy. Mm-hmm. Natural Glow launched in 1995. And would you believe it, only ran in that like original form with Suzanne Paul for 5 years, which is mental because I thought it was 35 at least.
It's still going and it's reversing its way back in time.
Yeah, well, it's kind of mutated, and I think they launched like an aromatherapy company, but there were 5 years where it was Suzanne Paul, thousands of luminous spheres. New Zealanders bought 500,000 bottles of Natural Glow. We were kind of prepped. The scene was set. New Zealanders were used to the idea of being sold a miracle powder that could do it all in one swipe. So Natural Glow kind of ended that reign in the year 2000. And then in 2005... Thin Lizzy came about. So let's look at the first ever Thin Lizzy ad.
I've just discovered an amazing product that can sculpt, enhance, and beautify all of our completely different skin tones in one simple compact. It's this amazing makeup product, Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy replaces 6 different makeup products. It's a face foundation. Start at the forehead and rotate down the side of the face to frame it. Put a little on the nose and the chin where the sun naturally hits. As a blusher, start at the center of the eye and never go below the nose. Just rotate upwards. As a contour, squeeze the brush together, starting at the top of the ear and cutting down to the bottom of the ear to make the cheekbones stand out. It's an eyeshadow. Lightly dust the powder of
This
the top
is taking
of
the
your
piss
lids.
now.
It's also a lip colour. You combine Thin Lizzy with a lip gloss to give you a naturally fuller lip. And finally, Thin Lizzy is a great all-over body bronzer. My friends have completely different skin tones, yet they can all use Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy also
Those before and afters aren't a good example. They look the same.
Well, I've got some insider gossip on the before and afters, but I do have to hold it for a while because we need to just talk about some of the stuff we've just seen. I mean, the cafe, the multicultural cafe.
Is it a cafe or is it a club? Is it in Summer Bay? It's
You know what it actually does look like is the cafe.
The cafe. Which home to many an infomercial as well, So it's all one weird universe.
So we have this like utopia where women of all shapes and sizes and skin colours can sit together and use a single product in like some really dodgy ways. Like if you were using that little compact on your entire body as a body bronzer, you're going to be burning through one every 3 days.
You need a subscription. Like this could have been the beginning of the makeup subscription model. Also, I have to say, when they whipped out the old contour, I was like, damn, that is all the rage now. Like,
I know.
Thin Lizzy. What,
I know.
Did you begin this?
I actually think that's a really good point. Like Kardashian Who in 2005, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know. We didn't know about Makeup by Mario.
No, Lizzy, Lizzy, Lizzy. Oi, oi, oi. You know? I am just, that ad was amazing. It's weird because it suddenly gives you like it's not just touting the product. It's like, here's how to apply it. Like we're watching an early YouTube makeup tutorial.
Exactly. And only one brush as well.
Only one brush.
So you don't need a full set. You just need one brush and then you just squish it and squeeze it and hold it in all these crazy different ways.
It's all about the shape you make with the edge of the brush, and then the instructions are like, just dust it, like for eyeshadow, dust it on your eyes. Brilliant. Would never have guessed. For your lips, dust it on your lips. Dust it on your cheeks. So much dusting.
So much dusting. And it was about, I think it cost maybe about $30 with the mineral brush included. And then later on...
What's a mineral brush?
Oh, sorry. No, that's not what... Sorry, natural bristle brush.
The minerals are in the compact.
The minerals are in the compact. And then later on, you could get 2 for 1, and then they started adding brow gels and eyeliners and all sorts of stuff.
Which to me is like, hang on, isn't the whole point of Thin Lizzy to stop you needing to buy all the things, Why can't we just grab exactly 45 bristles, rub them in on a 63-degree angle, get a certain amount of product on there and use that on our eyebrows? Surely we don't need an extra thing.
Surely you could mix it up with some like clay and line your eyes beautifully that way. Maybe they realized they had like created a monster and something too powerful, and that if they actually sold a product that would be everything, then they would put, an entire industry out of business. I don't know.
Or did they make a product that was just a single blotting powder for one kind of skin tone? Either or.
And that skin tone might be Oompa Loompa.
Is it this supposed to be the same as natural glow? Like, is it a shiny thing, or is it a matted powder? Like, that was natural glow's big selling point, was the luminosity.
It doesn't appear. It appears very muddy to me. Very muddy. Very what's the word? Matte. Very matte. They don't seem to talk about the radiance or anything in any of the content. Which I suppose now is a good time ever to reveal that I actually purchased Thin Lizzy 6-in-1.
You've got to put the hand behind, please. We're an influencer right now.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, that's great. 6-in-1.
And nearly 20 years later, I can confirm that they have now 2 shades. So there is a light and there is a dark.
This is wild, because on this, when I remember, I can't remember the brand. I know that it happened with Tarte Cosmetics, and I'm sure it's happened with a number of others, where they released like 25 shades, and the internet has just absolutely come down like a ton of bricks saying you haven't got enough shades. You haven't covered enough options here for, really dark skin, really light skin, Asian skin. Like 25 is great, 25 is not enough. Yet, Thin Lizzy, for a long time, just the 1 shade, and now 2, dark and light.
I know. Well, they have really diversified the rest of their makeup range, which again calls into questions the efficacy of this single product to do it all. But as a teaser, I am going to try and use this, but we'll save it for the end of the podcast because there is still a little bit more in-depth research to get through. I want to talk next about, so we had this initial infomercial, we had the 6-in-1, the body bronzer, the contour, the lipstick. And then somewhere along the way, Thin Lizzy launched a jingle. And I don't know, do you remember this jingle?
I bet I'm about to remember it. Do you know
what I mean?
Because this
has haunted me forever. And as soon as I listened to it again, I was like, this is maybe New Zealand's most amazing jingle. Te Aihe Butler, could you please take it away? Ready?
Let's do it. Mobile
Yes.
PDA, PDA, black dress, necklace, camera, push-up bra, jacket, shot glass, backstage pass, mini skirt, boyfriend shirt.
lipstick, scoop, naked body check. Time for fun, 61.
It's time to make up and get busy.
Time for Thin Lizzy.
There she is.
Thin Lizzy.
And she is
She got
thin.
boots on.
6 in 1 Thin Lizzy makeup. Buy one, get one free.
There you go, the double, the double.
$80 worth of Thin Lizzy makeup
For
for
just
just $49.90. Thin Lizzy makeup available now at farmers and pharmacies.
It's time to make up.
I absolutely 100% remember that song. We could have done a whole Remember When just on that jingle.
I know. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it the we didn't start the fire of womanhood? Necklace, camera, push-up bra. It's just like everything a girl needs. Backstage pass.
Boyfriend's shirt. I mean, wow.
Scoop neck, body check. Now, what
Yeah.
is body check? Is that
that's-
checking your own body for
Yes.
like moles?
It's a moment. I think it's probably problematic. Is what I think it is.
Probably.
Like, am I thin enough?
Yeah, true. God, Lizzie, man, she had her problems.
She was wearing. Did you notice she was wearing very of the time? Because recently we did the Remember When C4 and showed a clip of me wearing like knee-high boots. And
Wow.
That was around 2005, around the same time, and Lizzie
Yes.
also. Both of us on the hot tip of fashion.
And she had, did you have that little short sort of like flicky out pixie cut at any point? Because Lizzie's rocking that.
Yeah, I certainly
Yeah.
did. I can show you some terrible photos. Yeah.
And like a belt over your low slung jeans.
Low slung.
Oh.
I was a bit more of a rock chick actually. So I
Yeah.
had like a studded belt and a wallet chain and that kind of thing. But
fair enough.
But I know the time. I know the Lizzies.
It's just that. So, and also I have to just shout out Dan News again, incredible online archivist. It's on his YouTube channel. I think Dan News deserves an OBE for his contribution to New Zealand popular culture.
Yeah.
Certainly the spin-off in this
Certainly
podcast would be
us.
nothing without him. So Thin Lizzy survived and thrived to this very day. It was about, I think, 2015, 2016 that Suzanne Paul came on board as an ambassador.
That's quite late in the piece.
It is late in the piece. Well, she went through some stuff, didn't
I
she?
know. But I have to say, when I saw her fronting it, I did just kind of go, oh, okay, so was Natural Glow not all that then? You know? Did you hoodwink us all because you are quite happy to go where the money is?
Well, I think she sold the company that sold Natural Glow for many, 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 many millions of dollars. So then
To the
maybe
point where she got herself some gold tapware, solid gold tapware in her house.
God. And she tried to start that restaurant. I remember when. No, we don't talk about
Rather
it.
forget that one.
We don't talk about it. So Suzanne Paul was doing demos in St. Luke's and the likes. So was Naz from The Bachelor. I don't know if you remember this. 2016, Naz became a Thin Lizzy ambassador as well.
But Naz wasn't even Naz yet.
No, she was.
She was?
She was. It was after the Jordan season. I'm very sorry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
wow. So that's how she channeled her celebrity into Thin
Exactly.
Lizzy. Was she in the malls?
She was out in the malls. They had a little Thin Lizzy, almost like a little retro air hostess kind of outfit.
It
And they would do
makes
tutorials.
sense because by this stage they've got the two skin tones, right? And so they've got the Suzanne Paul and they need someone to represent the other side, and they've got Naz. Perfect. They've got
Exactly.
young and older. It's great.
There's a great news story. Well, it's not great because it's sort of framed because it was sad because Naz actually had to go to hospital. I'm not laughing. I'm just laughing at the way that I set that up. She was in hospital with a kidney infection, and there was a story written about Suzanne Paul's support for her.
Oh, so they'd actually bonded over Thin Lizzy.
It's the sisterhood, of
Oh,
course.
wow.
Paul comforted her new colleague last week when Kanjani posted a photo from her hospital bed where she was recovering from a kidney infection. Quote, "Hope you're feeling better soon, hun. Stay strong, kiss," Paul said, adding, "Keep your chin up, lovely girl. Send me a request on Facebook to join our new Thin Lizzy group. It's fabulous."
Not that close then.
And that's what you want on your deathbed. It's an invitation to the Thin Lizzy group.
Wow. You would think as an ambassador she would be part of the Thin Lizzy group already. Someone in the community manager is not doing their job, you know?
I know, but just what a fantastic story.
Oh, these are lovely little dotes. I love it.
There's dotes. I remembered when I was researching for this that I actually went to high school with somebody who was a before and after in one of the Thin Lizzy ads. So I messaged her and I was like, haven't talked to you for, over 15 years, but what can you tell me about doing this? And she completely offloaded. It had very, very vivid memories. So she said to me, I have a memory of them asking me to come to the shoot, and when I got there, they told me to scratch my pimples to make my skin look worse than it actually was. I know. And this woman was very fair. She was kind of the light example. She said, it was just orange. It was just orange on my skin. I don't even think the makeup artist ended up using it.
Well, that's no surprise.
She had to use a different product because it looked awful on me.
I would say if they're taking that tack of getting people to mess up their skin further, take the after photo first. Like reverse engineer the whole thing,
Good point. Do the beautiful one and then kind of bring in the prosthetics, get the rotting face and witch nose and all that.
Pull out just a bowl of bacteria and rub it on.
She believes she got paid a couple $100 and also got a free year's worth of Thin Lizzy, which she thinks she ended up giving away.
Well, I mean, you can really make that count, a year's worth, because as you mentioned, you can go through a bottle in 3 days.
Exactly.
If you're using it for all the many intended uses.
This is true. So that was just a little bit of insider gossip there. And that's kind of brought us to today. But what's interesting, and I don't know if you've picked up on this in your own television career, Jane Yee, is that the Thin Lizzy makeup line, not so much 6-in-1, but now their kind of expanded line of concealers, which are the things that cover tattoos, foundations and things, are actually very well loved, especially by TV people.
Right.
I remember when we made the Spinoff TV, the makeup artist having a giant kit of Thin Lizzy foundation and saying that it's literally just the best thing they've ever used. And I found some corroborating evidence for this because when you search Thin Lizzy, you come up with a lot of those what's in my bag celebrity interviews.
Right.
And so we've got the likes of Jo Cotton, Sonia Gray, Sophie Hambleton from West Side, and Shortland Street's Grace Palmer, all swearing by Thin Lizzy. So although I think it's got this kind of funny, sort of strange origin story, it seems to have really endured and thrived.
It's developed. They even do a hair curling thing now. They're moving into the sort of the appliance world.
Flannels, just...
Do they call them flannels? I'm sure they don't call them flannels. They'll be called miracle cloths or something. Yeah. Like a miracle makeup eraser.
6-in-1 chamois.
Cleans the belly button lint like no other. Tiahi, when you're rooting around in your handbag and you pull out a Thin Lizzy, what Thin Lizzy are you pulling out? Can you show us?
Yeah.
What have we got in there?
I can show you a picture.
Have a rummage. What have we got?
All right. So what we're looking at here is a picture of the OG Thin Lizzy lineup.
If I'm to be honest, if this was an inspiration for the makeup brand, they are all looking a bit orange. They do have a certain tinge to them.
There's something about their silhouettes as well that I kind of thought was a little familiar after watching that.
It
ad
is.
with the slender Thin Lizzy.
Also, boyfriend shirt, backstage pass. These guys know all about that.
They do. Wow, maybe there is a much stronger connection between Thin Lizzy and Thin Lizzy than we first thought.
It's almost like my good friend at high school scratching her own face. We are just scratching the surface of Thin Lizzy lore. But what a journey it's been.
What a journey.
Should I open this now? Should I open the compact?
This has been one of my favourite episodes we've ever recorded, I have to say. Sorry, Duncan.
Okay, so it's it has there's no lovely lady on this. I should say that.
You are the lovely lady, Alex.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, hold on. Okay. Delivers a beautiful radiant glow from head to toe.
Head to toe.
You're telling me I got to go toe?
Will you still need to wear glasses after this, or will it fix that too?
I'm honestly
Have you tried on the eyeballs?
worried. I'm worried that, like...
Can it whiten your teeth?
Well, maybe it's like when you rub charcoal in your teeth and it makes them... There's a little booklet, would you believe it? Oh, to show me all the things. Okay. To show me all the ways I could use this. So it's different to the original now. We haven't got the blue shiny one with the silhouette of the lady.
Disappointing.
But still,
You got the brush?
Okay.
Did it come with a brush?
no, didn't get the
Oh.
brush. But I've got my own brush here. So there we go. That looks like really scary dark for me.
It does.
And this is light, and I'm worried about even doing this on camera. Okay, so I guess should I start with...
What have,
they've
what have you got to apply it there? What have you brought in to help here? Well, okay.
Okay, I've got a few
none
options.
None of them's a Thin Lizzy brush.
None of them is a
but-
Thin Lizzy brush. But so although they've done away with the idea of Thin Lizzy as a foundation in this booklet, I would
Really?
still like to try it.
I feel like that would be the one good basic use of it.
I would prefer to subscribe to the 2005 tutorial than the one
Okay.
in this. So,
Remember, only do one side of your face though, because
oh yeah, and then it will be like the power of beauty. You know, it'll
again.
be,
But you know what? Again, that's a very common technique in modern beauty videos.
This
the
is
half
true.
side of the face. I just don't even think
Okay.
they realise what pioneers they were.
Okay.
So if you want to see what Alex has just done to one side of her face in the full process, you're going to have to sign up to our Substack. It's going to be for paying members only. Just $39.90. No, it's not that expensive. It is definitely worth it. So make sure you sign up to the Real Pod Extra Substack as a paid subscriber because the content there obviously is extremely valuable. You're right
The
there, Alex?
Substack is like a 6-in-1. Hold on, let me go like this. The Substack is a 6-in-1. You get videos. Can you see my brown lips? Oh my god. Okay.
You're giving away way too much.
Just go to the Substack and see what I've done, but don't screenshot it because this is far too dark.
Thanks for remembering with us.
Bye.